And that was a perfect way to transfer into basically, I guess, the final part of the podcast. And so we get to the point of the podcast that everybody loves. All our guests love doing it, so we look forward to doing it. And Steve normally does it correctly. So, with that being said, it's time for the draft. So, Steve, knowing that our segment was time, I was curious to what you were possibly going to think of with our possible draft. So, I'm curious what you did. I don't know if it's time themed, but I am curious. So what you got for us this time, Steve?
I was going to do something time themed, but then I thought about it. And one thing that I see Leek talk about a lot on the timeline is Swordsman. So I want to do...
we go into Swordsman?
5 Swordsmen.
Swordsmen are my favorite characters in anime.
So there's going to be 15 Swordsmen off the board when this is all.
We are going to have problems because I see where this is going to go. Because if you like swordsmen, there are a plethora of swordsmen. So I got a feeling that we all like some of the swordsmen. So it's just a matter of if they're going to come around. So for anybody that does the draft, basically, it's a draft. Like you get one pick, and then it goes to the next person. They get the next pick, and it goes around, and it'll go around in a circle. In the draft, naturally, you can only select the person once. So if somebody takes your pick, guess what? You're having to rebound and keep going. And with swordsmen and the way that we're all programmed, I can tell we are going to steal a bunch of our swordsmen. So be ready, dog. It's going to be interesting. But with that being said, Leek, you're our guest, so you're going to get the first pick. So
I love it.
I love it.
The number 1 overall pick for the anime swordsman draft. Leek is going to start us off with.
Hey, no time off the clock. You already know where I'm coming from. One Piece Leek, first mate Leek, Roronoa Zoro.
Of course, I knew that I wasn't going to get Zoro because our guest normally gets the first pick.
Yep.
I understood that was going to happen, so it didn't bother me. But the fact is, the number 1 overall pick going to my favorite swordsman of all time, I'm fine with that. So, yeah, I knew it was coming. When he said swordsman, I know I'm not going to get my favorite swordsman, but I know he's going number 1, so I ain't too mad about it. If you want, you can tell people about Zoro. I don't think there's much that need to be said about Zoro. The man's the GOAT. Seriously.
If you watch One Piece, if you haven't watched One Piece,
right? What are you doing?
You know Zoro,
right?
Yeah.
You know, black bandana tied around, 3 sword style, sword in the mouth. Goat Zoro. There's nothing more that needs to be said about Zoro.
Like for real, Gordo. Because just don't Zoro. Like that's who he is, dog.
Some of my favorite moments in anime belong to Zoro.
Yeah.
From taking Luffy's pain, nothing happened. Have you ever met a wild beast you were sure wouldn't bite?
Man,
because I haven't.
Look
I'm
at
like,
here.
oh, he going nuts.
Look at here. Not to mention the most goated moment ever when he has to tell people this is the captain. What he said, he has to be able to knuckle down in situations like this. Because if he does it,
I will leave.
Hey, Zoro could be having me scared sometimes because when Luffy used Conqueror's Haki, Zoro was like, "Oh yeah, he better have been able to use Conqueror's Haki."
That's the least he should be able to do.
And I was like, "Oh, so Zoro got Conqueror's Haki." Like in my opinion, I was like,
and "Spoiler alert!" We find out that he has it. So, nonetheless,
what Kaido say? You can use it too.
Yeah,
man. had Kaido shook him.
You cut me? That's gonna leave a scar.
Big Mom had to tell that nigga to dodge. Hey, nigga, wait.
Hey.
Big Mom was like, "Hey, dog, hey, this ain't it. Don't take this one. Don't take this one." For real, dog. Nah, I understand. Of course, number 1 overall anime swordsman Zoro, rightfully where he belongs. I understand it completely, dog. So I'm fine with that. But all right, so number 1 off the board, Zoro. I think I look at it. Out of all 3 of us, Zoro was going to go number 1. So rightfully,
he was going to be somebody number 1.
He was going to be somebody number 1. So that's all that.
Yeah.
So with that, it falls onto me. Scuba Steve normally goes at the end because he knows the topic of hand. So he has the ability to choose many swordsmen without us ever knowing. So we have to scramble for ours. But number 2, and my man's on my wall because I've always idolized him. That is going to be Batosai, the manslayer.
Batosai.
Rurouni Kenshin. Now, I remember watching Rurouni Kenshin as a child and being like, I think this guy's pretty cool. And then when you find out that his past is completely shrouded in mystery, and you're like, wait a minute, you are who? They called you the Manslayer. How bad? What? Ooh, you're a monster, aren't you? And you get to find out why Kenshin is basically hiding his past and trying his best to forget about his past because he was a savage, man. And you see his swordplay, you see my man taking out people without killing them, and you're like, bro, that takes an excellent amount of swordsmanship to be able to stop somebody that's trying to cut your head off, yet you're stopping them without killing them. That takes skill. Like, I don't care how you was. Somebody wants your head, and you're having to stop them without killing them. That takes a great amount of strength and skill. And so my man Rurouni Kenshin has always been on my list. Like I said, I got a whole anime scroll of him because he's just one of those dudes where I'm just like, man, look, you that dude because you were holding back versus people. So my number 2 overall pick in the anime swordsman draft is Rurouni Kenshin.
Well, in that case, with the number 3 pick, go on and give me that man Afro.
Oh,
that's fine, dog.
I was like, nobody's gonna pick Afro.
Of course we were. Yeah, come on, man. Like, come on, dog.
That's all right, though. That's all right.
Give me the man Afro Samurai.
Yeah, bro, my top 3 are literally 1, 2, 3. Like, literally, all these top 3 was my top 3. So of course I expected for them to get pulled. Like, yeah.
So go on and give me Afro. And if you don't know anything about Afro Samurai, it's 5 episodes. Like, go watch. It's a quick watch. Like,
it's an excellent watch at that too.
Yeah, go watch that shit. That shit is fire. And then it's the movie afterwards that's still pretty damn good as well. But Afro is just that nigga. Like, I remember I got into an argument on Gloves Off with Sensei talking about what did he say? What's buddy name? Dang, I'm having a
Levi versus Afro.
Levi.
Oh yeah, we had peace because I felt some type of way. I'm like, bro, Afro not losing to somebody. Nah, that's not about to happen, dog. Like,
I don't know, man. We
in a samurai fight, dog. I don't know, dog. In a samurai fight, I put Afro be getting at it, dog.
I don't know, man. Levi gonna give him all that he want.
But are we talking about with ODM?
Yeah, see, when we had the conversation, that's what I was like. You talking about what ODM get, right? He was like, yeah. I'm like, bro, nah. I'm sorry. Afro is gonna give him all that he wants.
Yes, bro. Like, bro, the fact that my man Afro was dodging laser beams while free falling is enough for me to be like,
my whole thing is that if Afro just goes into an empty field, Levi's destroyed from jump. Like, that was my whole thing. It's like
easily.
If he can't use his ODM, it's a wrap. Like, Afro is slaying him. Like, you know what I mean? So, Afro as a samurai dog did put in work, bro. And man, that had, you know what? Samuel L. Jackson had one of the coldest quotes, and it was one of the more funniest quotes in that whole goddamn thing. Add one more body to the body told. May God rest this poor bastard's soul. I said, when I heard that one, I was just like, God damn, Sam. Like, you really, that's a cold ass quote after killing somebody, dog. Like, come on, man. You insulting the guy. You insulting the grown man's soul right there, bro. It was the funniest shit I ever heard. Afro
that dude, man.
Afro that dude, for real. Yeah. All right. So number 3 off the board, Afro Samurai. So as of right now, we got number 1, Rurouni Zoro. Everybody understood that was number 1. Number 2, Rurouni Kenshin. And number 3, the boy Afro Samurai. Number 4 in the draft. Leek, who you got?
Number 4 needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway.
I'm curious.
Not a stronger Soul Reaper has been born in the past 1,000 years.
Okay.
The head captain of the 13 court guard squads, weirder of Ryujin Jaka.
Oh, you going there?
Genri Yusai Shigekune Yamamoto.
Okay.
The one and only.
Listen. I didn't know that man was that strong. I'm gonna be honest. I almost started to insult him because I didn't pay it no mind, and I was just like, that guy ain't that good. But when I start hearing his name come up more and more and more, your boy went and did his research. I was shocked that man was that goddamn strong, and I was like, "Ooh, I may have an apology to make because I didn't know Yamamoto was that damn strong." Like his is a whole nother type thing. So I was just like, "Okay, Yamamoto," and and I think his ability is just dope. Personally,
Hey.
my guy's wild.
Hey, that nigga's a beast, dog.
Yeah, he a fucking dog.
Whenever you see like old men in anime, you just like this nigga's gonna be that nigga. like you just immediately like, yeah, he gonna be that.
I put he is the top fire user in anime. I refuse to hear anything different. He is the only person that I feel Natsu would lose to. And Natsu absorbs fire. He would not be able to handle Yamamoto's flames. There's no fucking way. And Natsu can eat flames, dog. He's not handling Yamamoto and what he's throwing at him. It's not going to happen. I consider Yamamoto my top fire user in all anime. It's just that old man is absolutely terrifying. I'm good, dog. Like, yeah, nah.
Okay.
Hell no. All right, so with number 4, I'm actually shocked that that's the swordsman you went with. I'm not going to go with the more obvious one, but I'm shocked that that's the one you went with. But that's fine. But that gives me a mulligan because that allows me to talk about one of the cooler swordsmen, the black swordsman. And that's your boy Guts. So at number 5, I'm choosing Guts from Berserk.
Okay.
Another dog.
I low-key thought Leek was going to pick him. So I was like, damn, Leek about to snake another one from me. But you with Yamamoto, which is fine. I get that. But the fact that I can choose Guts at 5, I feel that's the most value pick in this motherfucking draft as is because Guts is that nigga. I'm sorry. Gutston went through hell and back. Gutston
more than hell. He went through more than hell.
Look, literally went through hell and back. Gutston been through some shit, but I think literally some of the images that you see of Guts is just looks ultimate badass with him not having no arm. But when he puts on that Berserk armor,
all hell breaks loose.
Literally all hell breaks loose. And he wants to break hell all loose in hell. Like that's how crazy Guts is. And Guts is just he's a badass, dog. Like literally he outside of his armor, he was a badass. But when he puts the armor on, dog, he just dawn and shit. And not to mention, he has one of the more memorable fucking swords in anime history. My man running around basically with a hammer as a sword. Just absolutely the largest fucking blade you'll ever see. This nigga just like, he just took a 2x4 and was just like, just make it pointy. And just goes to fucking town on everybody. So, Guts, by all man, the actual black swordsman. I don't know if the other black swordsman is going to come up in this draft, but nonetheless, he is the real black swordsman. So, we're going to go with Guts at number 5 for my pick.
So, I'm going to make my man Black get mad. Because
you better not! Don't you play, Steve? I swear to God, you better not. Don't do that to me. Don't out, Steve. You bitch!
So, I mean, look, a lot of people don't fuck with a lot of people don't fuck with Fairy Tail like Black said. But Urza Scarlet is a master of every sword.
Respectable.
You really doing this, huh?
Sword. I was surprised that you didn't take her.
I wasn't gonna pick her. I wasn't gonna pick her at 5, but damn well for sure at 8.
Yeah, that's why I went on and moved her up on my list because I had somebody else ahead, but then I was like, oh, she's still here. So it's like the best value in the draft.
You're right. Because at number 6, you're right.
You have to take
I'm furious because I didn't pick my wife, but okay, I get it. I get it. Yeah.
She's just gonna be with me for a little bit. But yeah, man, like she handles she knows how to use every sword style. She knows how to use every sword. She gets a different sword. she's
fucking monster, dog. I get it, bro. I get it. I get it,
bro. She a monster, bro, and she don't get a lot of credit because she's on Fairy Tail. That's basically what it is.
But the fact that her sword style can adapt to whoever she's playing against, that must fucks you up, dog. So if you got a weakness, she's going to take advantage of that. Like, it's absolutely crazy. So, yes, I am hurt that my second wife is off the board and that you actually said her, but it's okay. I'm gonna try to compose myself and get it back. But she's represented in the swordsman group, and I'm fine with that because she got hands. I'll take that. And so, yeah, I'll leave it at that. So now,
I'm sure the pick that I was going to have is going to get taken this round. But if it doesn't, I'm going to I'm hoping. That
I hope so now because now he just staked my wife. So okay. So now, all right. So at that point, after me going absolutely batshit crazy on camera that my wife was taking, we have number 4, Yamamoto Bleach. We have number 5, Guts from Berserk. We have number 6, my second wife, and of course, I'm her purse holder, Erza Scarlet in the draft. Number 7 goes to Leek. Who you got? Mute it.
You on mute.
There we go.
I'm kind of shocked that this person is still on the board.
I mean, you got so many swordsmen, dog. Like swordsmen, a ton. Like this list is gonna get crazy.
I got to figure out who I think is gonna still be there.
See, now you got to start thinking. Now when you get later into the draft, you don't know.
I'm fairly certain this one's gonna still be there. So I'm gonna bring it back full circle to One Piece.
Mihawk.
You already know. Dracula Mihawk, the world's strongest swordsman.
Okay.
Hey, that was my pick.
Hey,
see,
you know what time it is.
We gonna start snaking people. I already have a feeling. Okay.
The wielder of Yoru, one of the 12 highest grade swords in the series.
Mm-hmm.
World's strongest swordsman, the one who used to clash with, who was that? Shanks? Casually,
right?
Casually. You know. Bruh. But I mean, what more can be said? He taught Zoro during his time skip. I mean, he looked at Whitebeard and was like, I want to know the difference between me and you, and shot the world's strongest slash. Took a dude cloaked in diamond to stop it.
Man.
What more do you need to say about the world's strongest swordsman, Dracula Mihawk?
Nah, in that fucking Stampede movie.
Zoro was
like, let me cut this meteor real quick. He took some effort. And then
I
was hating a little bit. I'm like, we gonna get Zoro's ultimate move. We get it. Oh, it's still half a meteor. All you see is this casual. Let me just slash this up real quick. He just kind of looked at him like it was a subtle flex where it's like, you're not there yet. But you almost there.
You're getting there. But you're not there yet.
Little fella. You almost there. He gave him that Kobe moment. Good job.
Didn't even do a named attack. He just took it to slash.
No.
Zoro looked over like, He was just like,
you
know what time it is.
Like, for real?
He gave him that mug like how Iman Shumpert was talking about Kobe. How Kobe was at the beginning of the fourth quarter. He's like, you had a good game, young man. That's what it felt like Mihawk told to Zoro after he did that fucking media. It's like, he's like, you had a good game.
That's a fair
one. I got a whole quarter. What you mean?
All right. That's a solid pick. I mean, number 7, of course, One Piece is going to be on here because it's just a bunch of fucking swordsmen on One Piece, and they're all legendary. So, fair enough. I'm going to catch y'all at number 8. And I'm going to go on to an anime that many people will talk about, but we did mention in the podcast. And that's going to be Saber from the Fate series.
Fuck!
Damn it!
I know, bro. I'm hot. Bro, my top list, bro. The fact that it was literally 1, 2, 3, 4 was Erza and 5 was Saber. Steve fucked me up. I thought I was just gonna be able to get my list all the way through and have no issues. No, Steve want to throw in the motherfucking monkey wrench into this bitch. Erza, my second wife. I'm the purse holder. Like, how the fuck you take my? Okay, all right. Sorry, breathe.
Bro, so I gave up Mihawk so I could take Erza from you.
See, that's your karma right there.
Thinking I had more time. Then when he chose Mihawk, I was like, oh, I'm gonna take Saber.
No, that's no fucking karma right there. We're snatching up your whole list. See, that's because you wasn't supposed to take Erza because you knew I was gonna take Erza. See, that's what your ass get right there. But that's why the draft is as legendary as it is. You hear the banter, you hear the comic, you hear the screams. That's why we do the draft, because the draft is absolutely legendary and people love this fucking part of the podcast. We'll go on. I'm gonna drop Saber. Saber, as we all know, it comes from Fate, the Fate series. She is a heroic spirit, and when I say she's just the ultimate badass when it comes to heroic spirits, like she's S tier in just about everything you could throw at her. She really has no goddamn weakness. And when she uses Excalibur, if she actually uses Excalibur at full tilt, nobody fucking survives. Like, literally, she eradicates everything in her fucking path. But not just that. Saber has, absolutely crazy sword skills and shit, but she's fast, she's powerful. I remember she gave fucking Berserk the coldest uppercut I've seen in anime, where she literally switched hands from her sword and with her right fist uppercutted this nigga to like Kingdom Come. And I said, damn, I didn't think she was that badass. But just being a badass woman, and again, y'all know I love me a badass female and anime woman. Oh my god, I have a weakness. But just to see Saber go at it and just be so badass to the point that everybody's just like, yeah, she's the top. She's the top heroic spirit. Whoever gets her basically wins this whole thing. Just to see that is like, man. Not to mention she's beautiful. And plus she's King Arthur reincarnated, dog. Like Saber's a badass, dog. It's just as simple as that. So number 8 off the board is Saber. It looks like we all had her on our list at one point. So now it makes me happy because at number 8, anything from here on in Swordsman wise is an excellent value pick. We talking about like the Steph Currys, the Klay Thompsons. We're talking about those good picks right now. So all right. So now, Scuba Steve, since 2 of your picks are snatched because you chose Ariza, what you got in your bag now?
I feel like this is a package team, but I'll take one of them. I'm gonna take Mugen from Samurai Champloo.
I can understand why you say it's a package.
I think Jin and Mugen should be a package deal. But
you know what? I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna let you pull a mulligan and call them a package. I'm fine with that. I have no issue.
I can do that, League. I can.
Yeah.
Okay. So then Jin and Mugen, because them niggas, them my dudes, and that's those swordsmen. We never got to see them actually fight each other, which I think we all wanted to see that shit, even though, like, you know what I'm saying, I guess it is what it is. But these niggas, Jin and Mugen is just the truth, bro. Mugen is more so unorthodox, and Jin is just like professionalism with the sword. He loves his sword. You can tell that he takes it very, very serious. Where Mugen is just like, I'm doing what I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Mugen's like, this is just a means of survival, dog. Yeah. Like, I just get it in because I can get it in.
But yeah, Jin and Mugen from Samurai Champloo. If you haven't watched it, I don't know what's wrong with you. But yeah, Jin and Mugen. I'll take that package deal.
All right. Package deal. That sounds fair enough. All right. So now at this point in the draft, number 7 was Mihawk from One Piece. Number 8, Saber from the Fate series. And number 9 is Jin and Mugen from one of my favorite anime, Samurai Champloo. So now Leek ends us with the top 10. So Leek, you better do it right because this is literally the top 10 of the draft. So with number 10, Leek, who you got?
This is tough.
Now
there's 3 people.
So now we're all thinking man.
So I'm gonna go with my first mind. So like I said before, swordsmen are some of my favorite group of people in anime. My other favorite group are characters that are full of pride. So swordsmen, pride.
Okay.
I gotta go back to Bleach. Byakuya Kuchiki.
Okay.
Byakuya Kuchiki.
Okay.
Simbon Sakura Kageyoshi.
Call him by his government name. Okay. Was not on my list, so that makes me a little bit happy. But now I'm nervous of your other picks, nonetheless. But
my other 2 are probably definitely on your list.
So now I'm real nervous. But just in case people don't know who that is, why don't you go ahead and explain that to them on the podcast, just in case they don't know.
Byakuya Kuchiki is, I believe, the captain of Squad 6 in Bleach. He's the older adopted brother of Rukia Kuchiki. He is a master in Kido, a master of Shunko. He's a master in almost everything. He's the most famous captain in Bleach. Always dripping with the blue scarf. I forgot what they called him, his hair. He's one of the most arrogant people you'll ever come across. And he's also he is the catalyst for Ichigo learning Bankai. And I think that was one of the best fights that you're going to get in that Soul Society invasion or Soul Society rescue arc. He was literally the person who pushed Ichigo to learn Bankai. He's just the coldest, most nonchalant. The difference between me and you is the gap between heaven and earth. He's just he's one of the most prideful characters you will find, but he backs that shit up.
Right.
He's one of the most technically sound swordsmen you'll probably find in Bleach because it's a lot of big swings and it's not a lot of finesse in Bleach. He's one of the more technically sound swordsmen you'll find in Bleach, and his sword. I mean, it's probably one of the most well balanced swords in the entire show.
It looks fucking cool. his sword was one of those ones I was just like, that looks dope. I don't know why, but why the arrogant guy gotta have a dope sword? Of course, it happens that way, right?
Of course.
Okay. All right. So not bad. That's how you round out a top 10 because Bakuga arrogant as fuck, but damn, he was good. His swordsmanship was absolutely incredible. So yeah, understandable. All right. So me with the number 11 pick, I'm gonna go to another, not really truly arrogant, but he's just a hard ass nonetheless. And this is probably might be off the wall from a couple of y'all. So I don't think I'll be stealing it from anybody if I say Yami from Black Clover.
Oh my god. He was my sleeper last pick. He was the one that I did. Like, I know they're not gonna pick Yami. I know they're not gonna pick Yami in the Magic series.
No, because Yami. You know what? Yami and Asa reminds me of Kamiya and Simon from Gurren Lagann, because Yami was making sure he pushed Asta through everything from
your limits.
From jump, bruh. He like, nah, dog. We just got through this major fight. Nah, surpass your limits. Let's get this other dude too. You like, bro. And I'm gonna be honest. The fight that Yami and Asta have when they're fighting the one, I can't remember him, the one bad guy at the very end of the anime series, the one devil. They were fighting the one guy. Dante. Is it Dante?
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, but anyway, and they're fighting him. That swords, I was just like, damn. That anime was crazy. But just the fact that Yami was just like, I can't do it without you, Asta. Like, as strong as I am, bro, I'm not going to be able to do this without you, because he knew that Asta was going to do something to make sure that they got the job done. And so Yami, just as a swordsman, was already badass. Like when he was fighting old boy from the Midnight Sun and they were just flying around dark versus light, I was like, cool. But I have a thing with darkness anyway. Again, my name's Black, for goodness sake. So characters that use dark in some way always migrate to me. And again, a dark swordsman user, I was just like, all right. So Yami's my number 11 on the draft. So I looked like I took a sleeper pick from Leek. So
I just knew nobody was gonna pick Yami. I knew. I was like, I know I'm gonna have him in my back pocket at the end.
Bro, Steve started all this when he took Erza. Just understand, this is all Steve's fault. So if you want a finger to point to, we point to Steve, because Steve started this.
I know my last pick is safe because I know neither one of y'all have watched this one.
You sure about that, Steve?
I'm gonna push him to 15.
All right, you're taking a chance. Now I really hope
I'm taking a chance.
I'm
pretty certain I'm safe on that one. But for number 12, I'm choosing Akame because she is able to. All she gotta do is cut you. She ain't gotta cut you.
Just gotta scratch you.
It ain't gotta be dangerous. It ain't gotta be no life, no threatening blow or nothing like that. I can cut your fingertip, and it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Like Akame just
call that swordsman too. Like, bro, one slip and you've lost. Like, damn. Okay.
Yes, bro. So I had to go on and snatch Akame up because I feel like she was gonna get taken, and I feel like this other dude that I got, I think he'll be safe.
Hopefully, that's the thing. We don't know. Again, the way that this draft is going, you don't know who might get snapped. You don't know who might get snapped. So, all right. So at number 10, we got Bakuya, and that is from wait, did I say that right? Byakuya from Bleach. Number 11, we got Yami from Black Clover. And number 12, we got Akame from Akame Got Killed. Number 13, so now we are on to our final picks, ladies and gents. 13, 14, and 15 of the draft. So now, let's find out if some of our picks made it to the end. I know my pick made it, because I know ain't none of y'all thinking about it. So I'm okay. But Leek, what you got for your 13th and final pick?
So my last pick, I gotta go Naruto. So it's gonna be Killer B.
Okay. I was like,
sword style Killer B.
Okay.
I mean, we all saw what he did to Sasuke.
Man,
he put Sasuke in the blender.
And the fucking blender, high speed. He wanted a smoothie, and damn near got it. It's what's crazy is how broken the Sharingan is. Meant absolutely nothing. He put him. Oh my! What he did to Sasuke should have had him put in jail. Man. Right. He was that let him get up before we even knew what that meme meant. Like literally, he was washing the fuck out of Sasuke. He made Sasuke look like Sasuke didn't know shit. So yeah, Killer B was that dude. I'm fine. Yeah, and normally Killer B should make a list like this, so it makes all the sense.
For sure.
Fair enough. Sure. All right, Leek. Okay. I mean, I snatched Yami and didn't have no clue, so I'm like, okay, well, I'll keep it at that. So now with number 14, I know this ain't a swordsman, but I'm gonna just put him on. Oh, she's a swordsman, but I'm gonna just add her on here just because the fact that she got taken, and again, she's one of my waifus, so of course I'm gonna add her on. And so my number 14 pick is Homura, and she's from Eden Zero. Now, if you haven't read it, you're not gonna know of Homura's style, but nonetheless, Homura is a swordsman. She got trained by her predecessor, and she wields one of the more crazier ether gears. But what makes Homura really cool is that not only does she dual wields, but she's fast as all shit. And it's like, okay, like when you get a swordsman, normally it's about technique, about refined and all that stuff. But Homura, when she gets active, hers is more about speed. And so she built up her legs to make sure that her speed was going to be faster than anybody, and her technique is sound. But the fact that she can dual wield, she can go single wield or dual wield. And I think that's always cool when you use a swordsman. Certain swordsmen is like, oh, I can only use one sword, two hands, but she can dual wield. And I thought that was one of the more doper things about Homura. Plus, she's my fifth wife, and she got some of the sexiest legs you'll ever see in anime, nonetheless, and one of the nicer asses. But I had to add her on because, again, since somebody took Erza, I was like, well, damn, I got to add on my second wife down because I'd be damned if I don't add any of my waifus in my list. So, nonetheless, Homura from Eden Zero is on my list. And with number 15, Steve has already dropped it on us. We can see it in the chat. But, Steve, why don't you explain to the listeners who your 15th and final pick of the draft is?
My 15th pick is Sakata Gintoki.
And that is a very, very well valued pick at 15. I will say that.
From Gintama, this nigga, he retired the sword, and he beat niggas' ass so bad in swordsmanship. He has a wooden sword, and he is beating niggas down with a wooden sword. Right? He's going against swordsmen, and he's whooping their ass with a wooden. I can't stress enough that he's beating these niggas with a wooden sword. That nigga is a legend, and he's retired the steel blade because he don't want to hurt nobody no more. That's what he
told him. Look, I need to stop what I'm doing because I'm whooping their ass too much.
But I gotta protect myself, so I'm gonna use this wooden sword. But like, I don't want to kill nobody no more. And the show Gintama get a lot of flack because of the fact that it's a comedy. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people don't see the seriousness when it does have all its serious moments because of how much it was a parody in the early stages of the show.
Right.
So a lot of people don't take Gintama serious. This nigga is a beast. And whenever they have action in Gintama, that bitch get popping.
I've seen some action scenes from Gintama. That shit do get real. It's pretty nice. So.
It get popping, and they get popping hard. So yeah, I felt like I was like, I don't think these niggas know too much about Gintoki.
Nah, I was eyeing it, but I had to put my waifu on. So I low key was leaning towards Gintama, or Gintoki from Gintama, but I was like, nah, I'm adding my waifu. It's at the point of this draft, it's pick who you want to pick. When it's the end picks, you pick your favorite and you run with it. So.
Yeah.
All right. And so with that ends the draft. As always, we like to add just in case your honorable mention would be Leek. You don't have to explain it; just drop it on us if you got one for it.
Honorable mention Ichigo.
Fair enough. My honorable mention is I just had him on the tip of my tongue. I drew a blank. What's your honorable mention, Scuba Steve? Let me remember.
What did I have? No honorable mention. Let me.
I had one.
Claire from Claymore.
Okay. I had an honorable mention and I completely dropped the whole blank on them. I'm sorry, y'all. Now I'm catching up to myself. Hopefully I'll remember as I think about it a little bit. But I had an honorable mention. I completely drew a blank. So his name is Icky and he's from Chivalry of a Fell Knight. Okay. If you've never seen the anime, I just dropped a gem on y'all heads. So nonetheless, his name is Icky. He is a swordsman. He is from Chivalry of a Fell Knight. 12 episodes. one of the more crazier, enjoyable watches you'll see. So that's a gem for you.
I'll drop another one. Yakimaru from Dororo.
I was wondering if one of us was going to take him, but nonetheless.
I thought about it, but I was all like, let me be safe. Yeah,
no, fair enough. Get your picks in. I think our list is strong, though. Like, low-key, we got women swordsmen in there. We got unorthodox swordsmen in there. We got some goated-ass swordsmen. And again, we got some goated-ass sword. This list is strong. Somebody told us to pick 15 swordsmen and be like, all right, they got to go against every other swordsman in anime. Hey, we washing the shit out of everybody. Yeah. Everybody's getting washed. Like, no chill. Seriously. Our bottom 15 is washing.